Today's session. Thank you so much, Masters. Okay, last week we saw about why what happens during death, etc. And we went through even the meditation, and we saw numerous people whom Rudra has channeled, and what were their issues. Okay, now today this shall be the last session for Fakir, and next we will be doing the gist of all what we learned from this beautiful book Fakir. It will be takeaways in the next week. Okay, so here Rudra is talking about his healing process. Rudra soon realized that though folks came to him for prediction and healing, in reality their masters or Baba took them into their fold and made them move towards the path of spirituality and charity. Often, those who now had become regulars informed Rudra how, after sitting for channeling or healing, their way of thinking and their lives had changed for better. It wasn't as though all their problems had ceased to exist or life had suddenly become a bed of roses. No. In fact, very often life had become harder, but they were better equipped to face the travails of life, and also they could handle adversity and trial with more grace and even happiness. Yes, masters. This is what we learn from meditation. I always feel this very much connected to our meditation too. What happens as we meditate? It isn't that our problems will vanish or they don't exist anymore, but it is so that we develop that strength from within to go through whatever is coming or being served to us. So that is how beautiful it is. So that is what happens when your faith on your guru or your God increases. It gives you the strength to move forward in life and not to get stuck. But the deciding difference in their lives was that they had begun to spend more of their incomes to help the poor, the needy, the abandoned, and the sick. They had also begun to feed the hungry mankind, animals, and birds. Many good people had also begun to provide clothes, medicines, shelter, money, and even jobs to the needy. Nothing gave Rudra more happiness than to know that the poor were being taken care of and those indulging in charity were working on their karma too. It was a win-win situation for all. Why don't people realize that when they give in charity or help others in need, they are helping themselves the most? Yes, masters, this is such a profound sentence. See, after all, we are humans. And when we are giving something, a little bit, when we are sharing, we feel so proud of ourselves, isn't it? There is no need to feel like that. ऐसे ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, if your right hand gives, the left hand should not know about it. Never ever all these things should go to your mind, or the ego must never play in. So what happens actually when we give is we become more happier from within. That is the miracle that happens to us. The cosmos took care of you tenfold more when you took care of its poor and the needy. See, so beautiful it is. If you just give 1 rupee, 10 rupees will be given to you. That is the mantra of nature or the cosmos. As Baba often said, give providence a reason to help you, and the best way is to convince the universe that you are going to take care of the needy and the sick, the hungry, and the damned. So many of Rudra's extended family had begun to keep a certain percentage of their earnings to give back to the universe and by helping those who needed it the most. Take care of your family, but remember to take care of God's poor family too. See, we have a lot of differences. you know. That's why it is important to pay attention as along with our own family, the other family also, the God's family. Rudra also understood one thing very clearly. It was as though whoever the master really loved went through greater suffering and anguish. Yes, this is also beautiful sentence here. See what happens is when one, starts suffering continuously, one after the other, one after the other, we always try to give up at certain time, isn't it, masters? This happens because after all we are humans. How much can how much can our shoulders take? So what we start thinking, our mindsets changes. अरे क्या हो रहा है, सब कुछ मेरे साथ ही क्यों हो रहा है, why is it happening to me only? Every time I finish this, the next one is already waiting for me. This is how we start feeling, isn't it? Most of the time we start feeling this way. So here it is said, those who suffer greater, they are the really most loved by the master. So remember this when you're feeling very low during this process or this journey of suffering or whatever. It is just the learning masters. And he's trying to take you more closer. He wants you to finish off everything earlier than go into his arms. Those who the master had chosen as his very own, and the master wanted to clear their karmic account or cleanse the person of the karmic baggage or to complete the person's karmic balance sheet and keep the child with the master in the spirit plane were the ones who went through the greatest hardship and the obstacles. My boy, who can make the heaven cringe with his cooking? The fact of the matter is that to get the purest gold, one needs to put it through more intense fire. You can't get the best quality gold through any other manner. To drink pure water, you have to boil all hell out of it first, my boy. I'm sure that isn't very comforting process. Everything needs to go through its own fire to come out pure and cleansed. Imagine two children playing in the dirt and both have hurt themselves. Imagine the mother of one of the children making certain that her child is cleaned up with hot water and soap, and then wherever the child is hurt, antiseptic is applied. Yes, for sure, it is going to hurt the child. The child is going to scream in pain and cry in agony. The child is going to maybe even scream at his mother or even abuse everybody around him. Imagine that the child seeing his friend still playing in the dirt, enjoying himself, and nobody insisting that he take a bath and nobody forcing antiseptic on him. You tell me, my son, who is better off? The child being forced to get cleaned and have antiseptic dabbed on his wounds, or the latter, who still plays about in the dirt and has nobody applying antiseptic on his wounds? When the master wants to get a child home, the child has to be cleaned up first, antiseptic applied to the wounds, injections given and if necessary, medicines to be swallowed if required. Anyway, it is because the master loves the child and feels that the child needs to know and needs to now live at home, that the master goes through all the trouble of cleaning the child. So here it is so beautifully connected to all process of just cleaning. So here the meaning is we have to cleanse our soul. Okay, the dirt is all we have to get detached with our emotions, all negative emotions, and grow in our soul process. Okay. Often the child longs to go back to the street, and often the child thinks his mother hates him or is not as good as his friend's mother, who allows his friend to continue playing in the dirt and not apply any medicine to the wounds. Yes, often that is the case, but the mother doesn't care about all this. Putting a stone on her heart, the mother tends to her child's wounds and makes certain the child is safe from further harm. Isn't it, masters? Even though she knows it is going to hurt her child, she will clean it up anyway. Often look heavenward and blame their master or God for forsaking them, saying, why me? when in reality they must understand that they are being loved and tended and cleansed. And if only they go through the process of cleansing with the knowledge that their master loves them so much that the master wants to clean them off all the muck, the dirt, and bring them closer to him or her. Trust me, life will change and life will become worth living. See, there is no go other than to undergo what we are undergoing, masters. But there is a method by which we can make it more easier for ourselves or for our souls. So this is the way to do it. Just feel whenever you're going through hard times that you are being more closer to your master or the God or whoever you believe in. All answers are within each individual. All the individual needs to do is sit silently and go within. Focus on one's breath and slowly begin the journey back to one's real home. Okay, masters. The real home of each and every soul here and everything on this, earth is back to the spiritual, isn't it? That is the real home. For that, one needs no medium, no ashram, no books, no pseudo master, just faith that your real master is within you and is eager to guide you back home. Sit quietly, shut your eyes, and let go of all thoughts and slowly focus your mind on your breathing. And slowly you will realize that you have become your breath itself. And then, through your breath, you have entered the zone where serenity, solitude, spirituality, sages, the seers, and all prevail. All your answers are within sun, not outside. Forget auras, chakras, paranormal, and new age pyramids and tarot reading and channeling all the fancy words and connect with the most basic word, nothingness. And in that nothingness, you will find the creator. So beautifully it is explained here. As we progress in meditation too, we go to that thoughtless state, masters, isn't it? That is nothing but void or nothingness. So here they're asking us to get connected to that nothingness. He created everything out of nothingness, and thus you need to go back to the nothingness to reach him. Crafty old man, this creator of ours, who has laid everything that is pure with an illusionary glitter of nonsense that we all get sucked into, so that we take our time reaching the state of nothingness. Why? Very simple. If you create a puzzle, you will want to make sure that it is the most complex puzzle to crack. And that is what our God, good old man, has done. But its complexity is in the fact that actually it is the simplest puzzle to solve. But we take every route and every step which takes us away from simplicity and into the web of complexity, and thus further and further away from the answer. As Paramahamsa Yogananda says, God is all else is God is simple, all else is complex. Remember what Avatar Meher Baba so often says, God is all merciful, but the path to God is merciless. My beta, return to simplicity, purity, and through them become God yourself. Also remember, through meditation and prayer, not only does the individual burn off pending karmas, but also they create a shield of protection. Either the prayer will ward off the trouble or give the individual the strength and wisdom, love, compassion to face whatever it is in store with grace, humor, and positive acceptance. The best thing an individual can do with life is pray, meditate, be pure, tender, and kind, and indulge in lots of charity. The easiest way to work out one's karma and clean the slate of karmic dues and protect oneself and one's family is through prayers, meditation, positive acceptance of all that the Master has in store for you. Complete surrender to the Master is the only way to merge with God or Almighty. Give as much as you can, give and give whatever you can give. A poor man might not be able to give much money, but he or she can be a decent human being and help family and friends and everyone possible. By being a decent human being, you are indulging in the best kind of charity possible. So, Master, so beautifully it is given here. It is always not needed to give only money. You can give kindness, compassion, love, ear to ear to, to those people who are in distress. So that is the best kind of charity. So now we'll see what happens. 9 weeks passed. It was January. Winter had slowly begun to make her cold presence felt. The mornings and nights were pleasant. Rudra slept on the veranda sofa and looked out at the night sky. Countless stars glittered, and somewhere an insomniac cricket made a nuisance of itself. The dogs lay about on the veranda. After a dinner of boiled vegetables and chicken stock, with a few bones thrown in to complete the feast, Rudra cooked for them twice a week and stocked the food in the freezer. Feeding them made him feel closer to his children. He shut his eyes and moaned. He was in rather bad shape. His body ached, his breathing was shallow, and his head hurt. The pain in his head was worse, and his energy level was virtually non existent. He knew that in a matter of weeks he would be dead. He could sense time closing on him. He remembered as a child having a sand clock, you know. So it is given that, he's all, approaching. He sighed and sat up on the sofa. He had blisters in his mouth, tongue, and weight into his throat. For the past 3 days, he had eaten no food and could barely drink water. Even breathing hurt. Since he became to be a medium for healing, apart from his will, every pore and cell in his body ached and felt bruised. He often joked with his dogs that the pain originated from his ass and went through his head. People came from far and they came in carloads. Word of mouth, and because pain, agony, helplessness is so universal and so profuse that mankind will resort to anything and anybody to find a way out of their drudgery. The knots of karma and the stringent settling of scores of the stars above. Rudra was under no illusion that people came because of his so called powers. Yes, Rudra had been told by innumerable people that their lives had changed due to his presence and his prayers and guidance and predictions. But Rudra brushed all this aside. He was doing nothing but what Baba wanted to be done, and he had no illusions about himself. Also, he was aware that one wrong prediction and those who now believed in him would swear at him. Mankind was a strange amalgam of petty emotions and a melting pot of heaven and hell. Isn't it? That is what happens to us also. What rose from that melting pot, even the good Lord had to work hard to keep track of. Rudra was also aware that people weren't interested in his health or well being. As long as he could be a medium, they would come to him even if he were on his deathbed. That is the reality, masters. This is how it happens. But Rudra did not mind or hold this against them. He was aware of human emotions and insecurities, and he understood mankind. For some reason, he loved mankind. Maybe he himself had so many flaws and weaknesses and issues that he understood and identified with everybody else. There is one inflammable law of planet Earth. There are no free meals. You pay for everything, one way or other. Rudra smiled. Only with the master free meals are provided. Only with the guru can one accept anything without any strings attached. The master wants nothing from you but that you walk the right path and merge with the God. And he or she is aware that there will be innumerable slips and mess ups, innumerable times and lifetimes before the child gets his or her act together and walks on the straight road. Till then, the Guru is with the child, not wanting anything but the good and the final homecoming of the child. Once, when Rudra had asked Baba about how should one's love for the Guru and God be, Baba had replied this way: love the Guru and God like dogs love their master and family, unconditional. What does the dog want from the master? Nothing but love and its master's presence. It obeys every command. Dog lives for a smile and a hug. The owner may be rich, may be poorest person on earth, or may have from a king turned into a pauper. He or she may be famous, the most condemned person in the universe, but the dog will still love unconditionally. The dog will sleep, wait, eat, breathe, and condition its entire life to please and be with the master. The dog has no demands but that of love and tenderness. No conditions apply. For the dog, the master is never wrong. Master may flog the dog, but the dog will wag its tail 10 minutes later at the sight of the master. That is pure love. If mankind can love as a dog loves his master, then trust me, child, the spiritual kingdom is yours for the asking. Love unconditionally, love completely. Become love itself. Your dog will live for you and die for you. Its eyes will follow you wherever you go, and its eyes will wait for you when you aren't home. It wants nothing in return but your love. That is how one needs to love. Dogs were created to teach mankind how to love and be faithful. Unfortunately, instead of man learning from the dog, nowadays dogs are becoming more like human beings. Sad are the ways of the world. So beautifully explained. 2 nights later, Rudra lay in his room, moaning in pain. His head felt as a hot rod had found its way through it. He could not breathe, as even that hurt. His throat from within was filled with blisters, as was his mouth and tongue. He didn't eat for days. The only consolation about not eating was that he didn't have to wash the vessels. He smiled. Rudra, you have got your priorities all scrambled up, brother. He could hear his friends outside on the veranda. His friends are those three dogs. He made a Herculean effort to stand up. Slowly, he navigated his way to the kitchen. Fortunately, there was a bowl with food for them. The last bowl, though, he sighed. Tomorrow, what would they eat? He barely had the strength to walk from the one room to another. Going to the market seemed out of the question, but he would have to. Baba, this is a SOS. What is SOS? Save our souls. Okay. Give me strength to find somebody else to take care of these friends of mine. As my dear father, these three dogs aren't interested in channeling and healing and energy transfer, but just the love, care, and food. Rudra smiled. He was certain Baba had heard him. See, Rudra is, slowly succumbing to his illness. The aroma of food hurt his stomach. He so desperately wanted to eat, but he could not. Rudra slowly went to the veranda. There was instant wagging of tails and whining, and even barks of happiness. Rudra saw his friends, and tears welled his eyes. He poured the food in their three respective bowls and slowly buckled onto the sofa. Blondie, as usual, waited for Rudra to tell her to begin eating. Rudra could not, as he could not speak. Blondie waited and waited. Rudra whispered, but no audible words came out of his mouth. Rudra signaled Blondie to eat. Blondie again waited. Rudra, with every last ounce of strength in his body, got up, dragged himself to the bowl, crouched, put his hand in the food, took a morsel, and fed Blondie. Blondie ate the morsel and looked up deep into Rudra's eyes. Tears began to stream down the man's unshaven cheeks. Rudra looked into the food, took another morsel, and fed his friend. Then he sat by the bowl and motioned Blondie to start eating. After much hesitation, Blondie slowly began to eat. It was obvious that she didn't have the heart either in the food or in act of eating itself. The other two finished their meal and sat by Rudra. For a long while, all of them sat on the veranda watching the sky, stand hearing the waves sing their soothing lullaby. The air had a nip to it, and Rudra stood up, entered the room, ramped through his mere belongings, got three bed sheets and placed them on the spot, where each dog had its territorial hold. Blondie walked towards Rudra. She rubbed her body gently along Rudra's legs. Rudra sighed and slowly made his way back into his room, where the oil lamps burned and Baba's vibrations were all around. He slowly got into the bed and shut his eyes. He had no idea whether he slept or not. He had no idea whether it was night or day. He knew his time had come. He missed his children. He yearned for them. He remembered all at home, his family, his childhood, his friends, the fun he and his kids had together. In the 11 years they had spent together, he remembered his loved ones, the women he had loved and the women who had loved him so dearly. He had hurt so many, but he never meant to. He remembered all, who in their own wonderful and tender way had enriched his life. Strangely, he never remembered the hate and the anger. He could only remember each one of them with love and remember their love for him. He remembered all those who had come for channeling, healing, and a soft prayer went out to Baba to take care of them. All those he knew in this lifetime and past lifetimes, all those in the physical plane and in the spirit plane, and those in between. Rudra prayed for all of them. Then Rudra saw Baba enter. Baba looked at him and smiled. Baba sat by his side and caressed Rudra's forehead. Rudra wanted to get up to touch Baba's feet, but he couldn't. He wanted to tell Baba he really loved him, but no words came through. The last image was that of Baba smiling at him, and Rudra smiled back. You have to die, my son, to live forever. Sleep now, my beta. When you wake up, all will be well. Believe in what your fakir says. A sigh escaped Rudra's parched lips. He had Baba with him. He wanted nothing more, nothing less. He looked deep into Baba's eyes and slowly darkness enveloped him. A few seconds later, his three pets entered the room, followed by a young couple. The dog silently sat near Baba. The young couple saw Rudra lying on bed. They saw three dogs gazing at Rudra. The young couple had never seen him look so peaceful. Something about Rudra made both of them touch Rudra's feet. The young couple looked around and the room. Apart from the flames burning bright and Rudra's three friends, there was nobody else in the room. But for some reason, both man and the woman felt divine eyes observe them. They looked once again at the sleeping man and silently left the room. Baba looked at the three dogs. He smiled. Tails began to wag instantaneously. So this is it, masters. This is the end of this beautiful book, The Fakir. This is the first edition. There are other two editions. Okay. So anything anybody wishes to share, masters? This is your time. Yes, masters.
Yes, masters. That was a beautiful book, and Naina ma'am has finished it very beautifully. Thank you, Naina ma'am, for the wonderful sharing on that book. Masters, please do share on your takeaways from this beautiful book, whatever we have discussed on today's session. Anything that was related to you, where you felt, or any experience that you have with respect to Baba and his teachings, please do share it.
Yeah. Not only Baba, any of your gurus, anything.
Any guru, yeah. Thank you for correcting, Nana ma'am. Any
Okay.
sharing with respect to any gurus, whatever it was, how it helped in your life, please do share, masters. You can unmute yourself and do share. Thank you.
Hi, Nana ma'am. Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Jasveria.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I just read a quote today only, by Sadhguru. It says one should carry the fragrance of our guru wherever we go. You know?
Yeah.
So as you were explaining this book, I've attended most of your sessions. all the teachings, whatever we have heard, whether from Patri sir or all our other senior mentors, in this group or elsewhere, they all start resonating so well, like today also when you said that when you are healing, like one should not feel that we are doing anything. So this is there
Yeah.
in the Bhagavad Gita also, we are not the doers, basically.
Yeah.
Like we should not feel it. I think it's the 13th chapter which explains that we are not really the doers. We are just the mediums,
Yeah.
that karta thing should not come, that we are doing something for anybody. So helping
Yeah.
everyone with the feeling that it is, we are not exactly doing it ourselves, so we don't get the credit directly. It is
Hmm.
because we have learned so much from people, who are more wiser than us, and then we are able to just put forward what we have learned. So, like
Yeah.
as you were telling the story of Rudra and then Sai and all the, I had not. I mean, honestly, I did not know so much about Sai Baba, but
Okay.
now I think I'm on a better this thing, and a lot of respect. Yes, of course, I knew he always used to serve people, and he died because he had healed so many people. So he took the pain of all those people on himself. He
Yeah.
took the pain of those people. So it's so nice, yeah. But then I still wonder, like, इसी से वो question आता है कि like people who go into healing and they say na, one has to be on a very
Yeah.
one has to be very, very knowledgeable to be able to heal somebody else, because otherwise you take on the problems on yourself and then you won't know how to handle it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to read this book physically also. I want to hold the book in my hand and read it. And yeah, of course, the animal love and all is another one which brings me closer to
Yeah.
this book. As you talk about dogs and all, it's so true. But when you said that, he said that the dogs are now becoming like human beings. Now, what does that mean? What could that
That
be?
means, we are pampering them. Okay. They are
Mm-hmm.
trying to rule us sometimes, tantrums, all those things. Because we are spoiling them. But still, I feel,
Yeah,
uh, I feel the love for their master is unconditional from them, whatever, whether
yeah.
they're pampered or whatever it is. Because I remember when I brought Dora, first 1 week,
Mm-hmm.
I literally cried because this was my first experience. First of all, I had lot of, anxiety, fear
Mm-hmm.
actually, just because my, beautiful students thought that was the best way to pay gratitude to me. Okay.
Okay,
So they had been, asking me to take it since it was 1 month old,
okay.
but I was, I had been denying because I was bitten by a dog when I was small. So I had
Uh,
that fear. Okay. I carried all that fear, and I was not comfortable actually, basically very fearful.
mm-hmm.
First one
Okay.
week, what happened was, I asked so many, and everybody gave their inputs. No, I don't blame anybody. Okay. So I was very anxious. And first week, what happened was, they don't sleep at night, like sound sleep, you can say.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
observed. I would take her and I would make her to sleep. Then as soon as she slept, I would sleep, but she would get up as soon as I go to sleep, and again start barking, asking for me to come
Mm-hmm.
down, and again make her put, make her, pamper her, etc. So that is how I was doing it. It was I who was wrong, actually. That was not
You
the
didn't
correct.
make her sleep in your bed with you? No.
That's what I was trying to do, no.
Okay. Okay.
See,
Okay. Okay.
both of next to her, I would sleep. Next to her bed, I would sleep. Okay. So I
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
and if I wake up, she would wake up again. Or if I am
Mm-hmm.
going to sleep, she would wake up, she would start playing, and she wanted me to play with her in the middle of
Mm-hmm.
3:30 or, all that. So I
Yeah.
started having this, I wouldn't sleep till 5:30 at all. This was my, this is how 1 week I struggled. Then I started crying literally. Are maine kya kar diya? You know, love for me from my students was great, but is it what, really I wanted? So I started questioning, and it was so simple actually. I was so anxious, and I thought I was not doing the correct thing. Then I finally told my hubby. I started discussing. Shall we, give it to somebody else who can take better care of her? Because I'm very fearful. I feel I will not be. And while she plays, she makes that growling sound. Okay. I thought it was to be aggressiveness. Okay. So all these, I had, and I thought I really got scared, and I thought, first of all, I am myself scared. So I don't know, I will be able to do justice or no to her. And she's alive, I should not be doing injustice. So like that, I thought, and I just, called so many people, and I shortlisted even 4 people. If at all, in case if I make other decision, to whom to give it to, who is a better person, so beautiful, ऐसे ख्याल आ रहे थे. Then one day I went to the pet shop, person where I take all the suggestions or whatever, who is a trained person. I went and I said, this is what is happening with me. Is it, it is that, this is how all happens. And the previous owners were my students only, no? They would come each day to me in the evenings, and I would tell, this is what is happening, what would happen in your house. And he would say, no, ma'am, she would sleep on her own. We have never got up one day also. This is how he would say. Then I thought I am wrong. So then I went, and it was such a simple solution. He started laughing, the pet, trainer. He said, ma'am, all that you have to do is just switch off the lights. Okay. You will not have to worry. She will not even bark. She may bark 1 or 2 days, because you have pampered her so much. You have taken her on your lap, and you have making her, so much comfort you're giving. So she has got used to it. Just 2 days you wait and see, he said. And that's what happened. First day she barked. We didn't, otherwise we would take turns. It was like baby only, newborn baby hota hai na, वैसा हुआ था. I would take care till 1/2 of the night. The rest half of the night, my hubby would take care. So that is what we were doing, which was totally wrong. And after later, within 2 days, she was so quiet. She was so quiet because, and this also happens to be our apartment, and nobody likes to be disturbed during the night. So, it was so silly, I thought, but this is what happens, once we are
it's
new
just
to
like
something.
actually bringing up a little baby only, you learn with experience and practice. Mine was just 24 days old. Like, we had adopted her. So it was actually like taking care of her because I had 2 kids. So I was like better equipped, I think. So I managed that exactly the way I did with my kids. So, but right. Unconditional love for sure. I mean, they're always there. They're always there. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Even if she goes outside, so many friends she has made. Whole apartment is full of kids, and all are her friends. She goes to their house, and when she comes back, how she comes running to me, searching for me, that is wonderful.
Exactly like a child, basically. So they just need love, nothing else. No fancy toys, nothing like that. Just you have got to be there for them.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Is anyone else? Yes, masters, at least from this last chapter, what we learned was how to love unconditionally. How to, what happens basically, we are humans. Whenever we are downpoured with a lot of, suffering or problems in our lives, whatever we can say, we tend to forget. And we are so involved and engrossed in those, and we start feeling, why me? So that is when we drift away from our masters or our guru. We don't think that they are testing us, or we don't feel that, they follow us like a shadow, they're there with us. But We are so engrossed in our own things that we feel it is only me who is suffering. All others are happy around me. Even my master, how much ever I pray, he's not there for me. So this is how we feel, this is, I think, everybody's emotions, most of the time when we try to give up ourselves. So henceforth, try to remember whenever there is downpour of all this. I know it takes a lot of strength, masters, but we must remember we are one step closer to our master, one step closer to that spirit world, to be one with our own master, to be one with our higher self. Yes?
Ma'am, can I add few lines to
Beautiful. Yes, ma'am.
today's
Jagrita ma'am. Yeah.
divine morning and evening to all the masters?
Yes.
Ma'am, your every session was beautiful, and I have learned a lot from the whole team since I'm attending uh, these sessions since many days. I would like to add few lines only. I won't take more time.
It's okay.
The prerequisites which are required to be a channel for healer, like I've heard, I've done the grandmaster level of Lama Pera healing, and we are taught that it's not at all difficult. The only thing is that we our mindsets are so we make our mindsets so much puzzling that we deliberately we choose the path of full of puzzles. Like a few days ago, I had read a small message. The child was asked to solve a puzzle that the cat wants to reach the cup of milk, and the puzzle was given. The child, so simple it is, and so innocent children are. The child, instead of going through the puzzle, the child took the path outside the puzzle and reached the cup of milk. So it was so beautiful to know that children and pets, they are they become very easy channelers of healing. And we human beings, because of our mindset and intellect, we unnecessarily block ourselves and prevent ourselves from becoming channelers of healing. So I would like to share that I too have learned in this lockdown, it's very, very easy to be like our masters and to be a channel for the healing through our masters. Just we have to keep aside our negative mindset and the intellect part, and we become channelers. We are not called healers, but we become a channel for healing
Yeah.
anybody in our surrounding. Yes, only
Yeah.
these few points I wanted to share. Like children and pets, we too can be channels for healing, and it becomes very easy. If we the first prerequisite is that we have to clean ourselves from all the blockages, all the negative attributes. There's a very long list of negative attributes, and our intention should be correct. Like there shouldn't be any selfishness or a cruelty, wickedness, whatever, all the negative attributes we have to keep aside, and automatically we become a channel for healing. And all this and much more I have learned from your sessions, ma'am, from the Spiritual Tabs sessions. My heart full of gratitude to the whole team. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am, it's our pleasure. So beautifully put it. The best thing you have, I was just observing what you are going to say, that I have learned, something you said. So you also put it in a best way that you're just a channel. This is very much
Yes.
needed to remember, to
We
keep in our heart.
automatically, because we are connected with the divine, with the highest consciousness, which is the divine light and love. So it automatically flows through us, and we become the healer. Like we don't have to do any deliberate efforts to become.
Yeah.
And many people I've seen, they make so complicated the situation, all sorts of things and mantras and this and that. But simply by cleaning ourselves from all the blockages, we become a channel for healing. I myself have experienced this by healing myself and my family members.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share this simple thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
My only 2 cents would be, as Ashok always says, never ever call yourself a healer, because we can never heal anybody completely. So that is a wrong way. So always tell anybody or everybody that you're a medium or a channel for that path. You can put them on that path. The rest is their work. Okay. And also always before you do that, take protection for yourself, that we learned from a lamp or, all that. So take protection for everybody else. And once you do that also, after the session is over, you need to even undo it. That is, again, take protection of your own energy, so that, you are always in health, good health, and you don't take anything. Anybody else, masters? So I would love to, if nobody wants to say anything, I would love to put my one of my experiences when I experienced this. I don't say I'm great, but I feel I'm blessed always. Once when I visited, long back, when I visited Shirdi with my sister, that was then. I think she's, I don't know, she's not into spirituality, but she's more than, what I think I have taken time to learn all this. She is somewhere else, she's not studied or all this read or something, but I don't know, somehow I always feel my younger sister is more than me. That time we were living very nearby Dwarka Mai. Okay, we had rented a room very nearby. During midnight, like 11:30 to 12:30, between that time, she said, "Let's not waste this time. Let's take advantage of this time and let's go to Dwarka Mai." And we went to Dwarka Mai. There they were doing a lot of seva. A lot of people were doing seva. That is, they allow people to clean the floor, sweep, swap, mop, whatever it is. Okay. So they were allowing everyone to do that. And we asked, actually there was a lot of queue, but still we asked, and the person was humble enough to give us that chance. So it was long back, as I said. So that now the Baba's stone where he used to sit and all in the Dwarka Mai opposite to that Dhuni, it is all covered with glasses. It was not covered then. Okay, it was open, and we were allowed to go climbing those 3 steps near the Dhuni, near the all that area that where Baba used to sit, after climbing those three to 4 steps there. So we were cleaning the floor above those steps. As we cleaned and we were trying to come down, my sister stopped for a few moments, and she said, she just whispered into my ear, "Just try to smell. Just try to smell intensely. You will find something," she said. And as I concentrated and concentrated, I took little time to understand all this. We could, smell strong attar, in those steps while we got down, cleaning those. This was a very beautiful experience that I had, uh, which I will never ever forget. I had goosebumps, and once the cleaning was over, as we sat there, meditated, and we were talking to others who were cleaning, then we asked if they had any experiences. Everybody said, okay, nothing much. But this was our experience. Both of us could smell strong attar, that scent smell. It was so intense, actually. Thank you, Masters. Anyone else? Any experiences? Okay. So, as Baba has said, today we'll go into meditation. Ravli ma'am? Okay. Okay, Masters.
Yeah, Naina ma'am. I'll just. Vindhya ma'am wants.
Vindhya ma'am. Yeah, Vindhya ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Naina ma'am, good morning. Thank you. Sorry, I was traveling, so I texted. I thought I wouldn't be able to talk. I just reached, so I said, thank you so much for doing this book, and so beautifully you relate everything and you connect it. So I just shared, I think, in the text in places. So that from the day, like I think I heard this before, but from this session that you've been doing, I've been connecting with Baba a lot. I felt without my seriously planning or intending. I happened to go to Shirdi, and I've been here, and somehow my parents have been watching Mere Sai. I also got connected. I've been watching, and there's a message in everything, which is just so beautiful. And then finally, what happened was even meditation. Somehow, I guess I can think of him as guru for me, and before I couldn't, now I can. And just yesterday, we went to Kartal and meditated, Badmi ma'am and I. And then after meditation, we came down. There was a gentleman there who was talking to someone. He looked at us and he beckoned us and said, I want to, if you don't mind, I want to share. Baba talks to me and I want to share. And it was Thursday. We said, why not? I mean, we were hesitating because we were late, but then we couldn't refuse. And he went. And he started sharing his experiences about meditation, but not experiences, but what Baba taught him. And it was beautiful. He kept saying, we need to meditate, especially he gives advice, you need to meditate in silence and meditate more, a lot more than just your age, he said, your age and double the thing. And more than that, he said he started speaking in Baba's voice. And I don't know, it just felt like Baba was there. I don't know if he's channeling, whatever it was. I just felt like Baba was there and it felt good. So I just thought I'd share that. But Niman can also, she must be busy, but I know she's texting there. So she was there. Thank you. So I think this is all you connecting us to Baba. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, that is a big word.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I missed because I was close. I had closed.
No, don't be sorry. I'm sure people there. I just thought I'll just say to you. I wanted to thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think all your experiences, don't test. I think whatever your experiences are your experiences, let's, not judge them. Okay. Thank you so much. And there will be one more session next Friday. I will make a gist of what we learned, the takeaways. So that each one of us don't forget, because I felt this beautiful book has guided me at at that point of my life when I was very deep depressed. So I think it was 1.5 years before that I made this. I just wanted to do this, pass this messages. So I had made my mind, but I got this opportunity. And I'm very, very, very in deep gratitude to Spiritual Tablets team and Ashok sir and each and every one of you, without whom I wouldn't have done this. And loads of love. So let's go into meditation. Ma'am, if you can play music, we can go into meditation today.
Yeah, I'll play the music, Naina.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, masters. Your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, legs crossed. Take a comfortable position. If you're wearing a spect, kindly take it off. Keep it away. Take few deep breaths. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Slowly exhale. Inhale. Slowly exhale. As today we saw in this chapter, charity is nothing but the kindness, the love, the care that you show towards others. You need not have to have lots of money to begin the charity. Whatever little you have, you can share. Else, whoever is in distress, you can just hear to them, give your time, even that is fine. Charity doesn't mean money, food, shelter, even a smallest help of being with your friend at time of distress is also the same. Be humble, be kind, first to your own self. Masters. Also radiate same to others. Each and every step of your life, remember, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are only the soul. When you remember this little thing, you shall come into awareness. When you're boggled with issues, suffering, never say why me. Feel blessed that you're one step closer to your master. He is just purifying us. To reach him, we need to settle the dust, wash off the dust. The dust is nothing but your attachments, your negative feelings, jealousy, hatred, comparison, judgments. All this dust has to be washed off. The soul has to be purified to move into the other realm. Remember that all the sufferings are nothing but the learnings which will bring you closer to your master. The process of purifying your soul. Embrace everything with grace, with acceptance. Charity is nothing but being a good human, not hurting others, not going into the other path. Even that is charity itself. Be good to all the people around you, to the nature. As it is said in the chapter, that you have to be unconditional like the dogs. You should have that unconditional love towards each and everything that you come across. Whatever pain, guilt, hatred, jealousy, anything that you're carrying, masters, it's a big baggage. We saw even though Rudra was tainted, was away from his children, was made to move away from his children, but he never hated anybody. That is what our soul needs to do. Never ever get attached to any kind of emotions. To be released from this body, this is the main part of the process one has to do. Forgive everybody who caused you pain, hurt, guilt, whatsoever, because they're still ignorant. You're blessed to be on this path. Forgive everyone. As the mother loves the child dearly, no matter what the child does. Same way, love each one unconditionally. Do not try to analyze them. Do not try to judge them. Remember, you are not the healer. You are not the doer. You're just a medium, a channel. If you choose to be that, remember to take the protection before you do that. Never ever allow your ego to play You have just come to play the role. Each time you face any adversities, remember it's only the role that you're playing. Never ever get attached to anything, Master. Nothing is yours. Everything you have to live here itself. As you move out of this body, remember this truth. Don't carry anything. As you can't carry the possessions, the material possessions with you, same way, try to purify yourself. Take out all the negativity because your soul can carry the emotions of your last feelings. So do not carry anything which is negative, masters. Release the burden of your soul. Leave all the baggage here. It is not necessary. When you are at the soul level, rich, poor, hatred, jealous, this does not matter. When you feel you're just the consciousness and nothing else, all this is not needed. Let the mantra of your life be that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I'm the soul. Keep this as a mantra of your life. It becomes easy to deal with anything and everything. Whenever there is a person who is hurting you, causing you pain, no need to talk about him to others. Remember, you're the pure soul. He is just ignorant. Let go. Let go of the situations, of the people, persons, anything that was unwanted. Forgive all those who have caused you pain, hurt, guilt. Forgive them with pure heart so that they don't bother you anymore. Even if you face them, you're okay. You don't have any feelings, you're just neutral. Keep forgiving everything like this, masters. It will take you closer to your master. When you're on this path of spiritualism, remember There is no space for I. There's only space for you, that is the God. Don't be in duality. If I tries to take the space, then God will not exist with you. There can be only one space, that is for your master. Scratch out this I. Every day before you go to bed, try to remember any situation or any person whom you need to forgive. Kindly forgive and let go. Do not hold on to. That is progression. Nothing and nobody should bother you. Mind just tries to play. Never give authority to it. Try to listen to your intuitions, to your heart. It will lead you on the correct path. To be able to live happily, always be active. Your fingers and your brain should always be in coordination and working to be happy. You can be happy when you share. You can be happy in a social group. Build a social circle, masters. It's very important. Enjoy your own self whenever you get that opportunity to be a child. Don't think others are watching you. Just be yourself. A child is never bothered by who is around and who is looking at him or her. Be a child whenever you can be. Let out your emotions. Always have a purpose in your life. That purpose may be as small as walking in your garden or gardening, painting, dancing, singing. It can be anything, masters. Try to get connected to your purpose, masters. It's very important. Live each and every moment that such that it's going to be your last. Respect the life that has been bestowed upon you. There's no room or no space for regrets. It's all corrections. Each time you make a mistake, accept it, take the responsibility, correct it. Take time to be with family, friends. Don't be over involved in your materialism. It can give you comfort, but not peace. Gratitude to all the beloved souls here. Intention of spiritual tablets is not to spread about any guru or anything otherwise. They are the teachings of masters which will help us, each one of us, to make our life better, beautiful, and real masters. We have been living in illusions. Let's get connected to our reality and experience it. Make this journey beautiful one, meaningful one. I, on behalf of Spiritual Tablets team, thank all of you for your time and the space you accommodated us and have been doing this. We are very, very, very grateful to you all souls. Thank you, Ashok sir. Thank you to all my beautiful soul friends here. Thank you for giving me courage to move ahead because I didn't know how to do it. I thank Baba for giving me and allowing me to do this because without him, I wouldn't have been doing this. It is he who has given me this permission to do it. And the best gift I feel which has come to me during this time, this phase, is Dura. So I'm again blessed by him. Love you all. We will have experience sharing in the coming week, as well as the gist or the takeaways from this book, beautiful book. Slowly feel your physical body, masters. I thank those who have chatted in the chat box. Very grateful. Gratitude to all. Rub your palms. Put it on your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Slowly open your eyes, masters. Thank you, lovely man. And thank to all of you.
Thank you, Nana ma'am, for the wonderful meditation. Thank you, Masters. So next Thursday, Masters, we'll have a nice, wonderful discussion on this book, Fakir. So bring your own points if you are reading that book. Let us go through a recap of all the beautiful takeaways that the great Master Sai Baba has given through this book. Let us make more interactive the session. Yeah. Thank you, Nana ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.